1. Go.
Hello and welcome back to Sports Today. It is the first game of the big double header on Sunday. It's Sunrisers Hyderabad versus the Gujarat Titans in Ahmedabad. And if you're a Sunrisers fan, your team has won the toss and get this, they have chosen to bat. An interesting decision, and just an FYI, Pat Cummins making his return to the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad for the first time since, yes, November 19, 2023. And when he was being questioned on, we're really in the IPL.
We are really in the IPL.
When he was being questioned on, how is it like to be back here, he said, yeah, there's some good memories over here. Just look at him.
Just look at him.
So quietly smug.
Aren't you forgetting November 19th? I thought that day never existed, isn't it?
Also, he's made it a habit of winning the toss in Ahmedabad now.
Oh, yes. I mean, see, Sunrisers are coming off a very, very good time. If you look at it, 277 against the Mumbai Indians. And now you're seeing, man, oh man.
Do you think he's getting the boost for that comment from the crowds?
He got it.
I don't know.
I'm asking, do you think he's going to be getting it?
Unfortunately, guys, you can let us know if anything of that sort happened because we have to keep our televisions on mute due to, copyright reasons. So
Of course.
I won't be surprised though. I won't be surprised. Even though, there's plenty of, those short videos and reels doing the rounds of how, people have been chanting silence, silence whenever he's around. It's happened that there's this one clip doing the rounds in the first match that he played. Silence, 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 and he had a good laugh about it.
Cummins is a good sport in that sense. He's a very good sport, and because of that, see, he did what he had to do. Okay.
got the big wicket in that match.
Got the big wicket of Virat Kohli, got the big wicket of Shreyas Iyer in that game, didn't concede a single boundary. Captaincy was spot on, did the three-peat, Ashes, WTC.
Also, people tending to forget, it's not just Pat Cummins. There's also a certain Travis Head.
Oh,
in the Sunrisers 11.
Back to the venue where he silenced 140 crore Indians.
And took that catch.
And took the catch, which changed the match.
Oh yeah, Rohit
Sharma. So, and there is a lot of, funny memes. When Mumbai Indians are facing that onslaught from Travis Head, some of the fans were like, the jersey transition from Mumbai Indians to India, and they were all having those panic seizures that are going on. Because India, Mumbai Indians, it had to happen.
Mumbai Indians managed to score just the amount of runs we did in the final, just that they did in 20 overs.
Yes, my God. And 5 runs more.
5 runs more, 240 it was, right?
Yeah, 239. You need 240 rather, yes.
Let's not recall.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, playing 11 news for the team that won the toss. And no surprise given the kind of game they're coming off of, but they've made no changes whatsoever.
Yeah.
However, having won the toss in Ahmedabad, opting to bat, I wonder why. I know it's a batting lineup that's in very good form, and no matter what time of the day you make them bat, SRH will pile on runs, as we've seen in the first 2 games from them. But this is Ahmedabad of all places. Dew isn't a factor. Surface doesn't change much. True surface, good for batting. If I'm winning the toss, 9 times out of 10, I am batting second. I want to know the total and be chasing it down, especially with the batting that I have.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Maybe Cummins has seen something yet again in Ahmedabad, which we don't know. Did he take any photos of the pitch this time around?
Well, not that I saw him do it. But it is pretty telling that Shubman Gill, the captain of the home team, said that he'd be pretty happy bowling first, which does make sense. I think Ahmedabad is one of those wickets where if you know what target you're chasing, it's such a good batting track that you could very easily, chase down the runs. However, that being said, the one reason or motivation for batting first in a day game is to ensure that you're not drained in the sun.
Yeah.
And that is a massive advantage when you consider Ahmedabad. It will be warm.
It is warm, and already see temperatures are rising across west and northern India, if you look at it, and it's not going to be easy at all. So that's why.
But is that a bigger factor, let's say, than dew? Is that a bigger factor than, let's say?
Will dew be a factor?
No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to list external factors which determine, let's say, your decision at the toss. Is the fact that excessive heat could drain me out or my side out going to be a bigger factor than how the surface would play on how I could capitalize if I was to bat second? Is it a bigger factor than these things?
Unless, let's look at Cummins' thinking. Maybe he thinks this is the antithesis of the November game. pitch was very slow, but it became better to bat on. Maybe here he feels the pitch will be better now, it will slow down later.
Maybe it bakes in the sun a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the hardness of the surface which they want to capitalize on. I think I read that it's a hard surface to begin with.
Yeah.
Yes, bright conditions as well, so ideal conditions as far as batting is concerned.
So maybe Cummins is thinking it's the antithesis of November 19th. This will be a pitch which will slow down later.
It's possible, especially when you're looking at some of the changes that, by the way, the home team made. We'll get to their team in just a bit, but first let's go over the Sunrisers 11. I know unchanged, but let's just quickly go over it regardless. We've got Mayank Agarwal and Travis Head, another person with good memories of Ahmedabad last time around opening. Abhishek Sharma comes in at 3. Then you've got Aiden Markram and Henrik Klaassen, who in this ground would be a man to watch.
And if you look at 2024, he's already hit about 53 sixes.
Crazy.
Wow.
Followed by Klaassen, you've got Abdul Samad, Shahbaz Ahmed, Pat Cummins, so that's batting till basically number 8, and Bhuvneshwar coming in at number 9. So that's a good deep batting lineup. Then you've got Mayank Markande and Jaydev Unnatkar. So as they said, unchanged. And as for their sub 110%, it's got to be Umran Malik, right? This sort of a ground, hard ground, unless they think it'll turn, which maybe
Then a Washington.
Which
Those
also
are
will
your
not be a bad option, because you can take out somebody like an Abhishek Sharma, because you're not having him bowl anyway, and then have both the batting and the bowling ability of somebody like but no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that.
Washington is a pure bowler.
Yes.
That's the thing. So
because
either
you'll have to take out a bowler to be able to bring him in,
And
or an all-rounder.
That's
Take away a Samad.
No, but that's why I think it has to be Umran, because again, see, you've got Bhuvneshwar and Jaydev and Pat. Okay, you'd want a fourth option because one of those paces is going to be expensive. For all you know, it may very well be Pat. Okay,
It could be Pat.
It could be Pat. It could be Bhuvneshwar. It's getting tonked. Jaydev, we know, has a tendency of leaking runs at the death. They might feel like they need an extra pacer, which is what they needed in the last game as well.
Which is
so
where Umran
they bring in
did play.
Umran. That
But
seems
maybe
to be,
because that wicket was flat as a pancake, you've got only one spinner in Mayank Markande, and you can
you've got
Markram, Shahbaz, but Shahbaz also stonked.
Yeah, of course he was, but he's a different option. Left arm orthodox, he's your second option. If your other spinner is Markram,
You got a Markram and Head also.
if you really at worst need some
and
off
Head
spin.
is an off spinner, all rounder, same
Markram
like Washington
off
Sundar.
spinner, Head of spinner. Abhishek Sharma, people tend to forget
Left
that
arm.
he bowls right arm.
right arm.
He bowls right arm. Yeah.
I have a feel.
He bowls right arm off. He bowls right arm off.
Right
That's
arm,
the thing. So you have enough off spinners there, which is why the need for a Sundar is nullified. Really. Now, as for Gujarat Titans, they made a couple of changes. One very surprising one. There is no Sai Kishore. Darshan Nalkande comes in his place.
Unless
Sai is there.
No, this is their bowling 11.
bowling 11.
So
So
Kishore
Sai is
doesn't come in.
effectively not playing then.
Exactly. If you are looking at their batting subs, then it'll at best be
Sai
Sai
Sudarshan.
Sudarshan or Abhinav Manohar. One
Yeah.
or the other.
But do we have the say? Okay, that's just the overseas players.
No, we have the 11s there. See,
Yeah.
in
It's just
Gujarat, you've got Saha and Gill opening pair.
Yeah.
Omar Zai is still being shown at 3, but I'll believe that when I see that. Miller, Shankar, Rahul Tavatia, Rashid Khan. That's batting till 7, which means they'd want to bolster that. Given Umesh Yadav, Noor Ahmed comes in place of Spencer Johnson, who by the way has already earned the nickname Mitch from his GT teammates, which kind of makes sense when you think about it. Noor Ahmed, Mohit Sharma, and Darshan Nalkande. So very, very interesting. No Sai Kishore.
no Sai.
Big shocker.
Okay, is it primarily?
Because Noor came in.
Also, Noor is a left arm wrist spinner.
Yeah.
But Sai Kishore is left arm orthodox,
Orthodox.
and looking at the Sunrisers team, two batters at the top with left-handed credentials like a Head or an Abhishek Sharma. And
but again,
Shahbaz also.
You would again have looked at bowling him in the middle overs.
No, I think the main reason they've made that change, my guess, is that left arm orthodox is still easier to pick for someone like a Klaassen than a Noor Ahmed.
The other, maybe you're backing somebody like a Noor because of his wrist spinning ability to be able to extract more from the
Natural
surface than somebody like a Sai Kishore who may not be able to get anything at all.
Yeah, that is the problem here.
Also, by the way, they were just showing the stats for Klaassen and Rashid. Rashid has never once gotten rid of Heinrich Klaassen. That tells you everything you need to know about this guy's ability to play spin.
I know.
He's not been dismissed by Rashid Khan. Jesus.
I know. And see,
If a Samir Rizvi coming in can tonk Rashid for 2 sixes, I'm just looking forward to this contest even more.
I am telling you, Heinrich Klaassen is on a different level altogether. And if he continues with the start, I would think that you'll have your first overseas orange cap winner in this IPL if things
Since
go.
Sean Marsh, you mean?
Since Sean Marsh.
Has anyone?
No,
Warner.
David Warner's
Warner's won it.
Warner.
But man, Heinrich Klaassen, look at the way how he's tackling the spinners. Any kind of spin you put at him, maybe a Rashid this time will want to look for more control and stop the flow of runs. Rashid's main role will be to tie down a Markram and a Klaassen in the middle overs. If that doesn't happen, then Gujarat Titans are unfortunately staring at a crisis.
See, it's interesting because it takes me back to the previous match where you had somebody like a Jasprit Bumrah and Rashid Khan, I feel, is playing the role that a Jasprit Bumrah was doing in the previous match. Again, Jasprit Bumrah a little expensive than usual in the previous match, but remember the first over that he only didn't get a wicket.
But
then
got 5 runs.
Because again, what will happen today also? I think plans will be in place just like they were for Jasprit Bumrah that you don't attack him. But the others then have to, bear the brunt of it because it's the other bowlers who are going to be bowling that the attack will be taken to. Similar things, I think, will be applied today as well.
Yeah, so you'll see Mohit Sharma, he will have to rely on the cutters a lot more today to bowl. Azmatullah Omarzai, I mean, for this kind of a wicket, do you need an Azmatullah Omarzai? Looking at the way how it is, because
The problem is they don't really have anyone who can give them that kind of batting and bowling in their foreign options.
yeah,
That's the problem. They don't have another all-rounder like that, do they? Spencer was their one expensive recruit,
But
but
he's
he's a
just a
bowler.
bowler.
Exactly. Azmatullah Omarzai, they were got on a bargain if I remember correctly. They didn't spend a lot on him. But
Yeah, Omarzai was a bargain.
yeah,
yes.
but you don't have anyone who can play his role.
yeah.
Unless you really want to trust Vijay Shankar with the ball, in which case good luck.
Yeah, I mean, Vijay Shankar is not the Vijay Shankar of 2019, wherein he did have some useful contributions to the ball, but then you've not used him as a bowling all-rounder for ages now.
Even in Gujarat, last year we kept talking about his resurgence. The fact of the matter is, his resurgence was purely as a batter. He barely bowled.
That's the problem. So that is why Saha, Gill, Omarzai. My thing is, Miller is fine, but then you have to bat Vijay Shankar in the right position.
Honestly, I think Omarzai needs to bat lower. You need to be batting Vijay Shankar at 3, Miller at 4. That is what makes sense.
Yep.
Because again, I don't think you're doing much of a justice to Vijay Shankar. See, Tewatia is good where he is. He's very, very
Tewatia is good.
at coming in at that 6th role, 6, 7, wherever he's coming in. He's very good at that.
Yeah.
So that's not a problem. Or actually, what you do is play Vijay Shankar at 4 because Sai Sudarshan will be 3. Omar's
Or an
actually-
Abhinav Manohar.
Yeah, whoever comes in. Most likely, I think we'll stick with Sai. If he doesn't get any performances though, then you might see them turn back to Abhinav Manohar.
Because see, last match, size of the Sudarshan strike rate was a big issue.
Or was even in the
Let's
first game he didn't do much.
But even then, he was the man of the match, I remember. First game.
First game, yeah.
First game he got a 45 of 39 if I recall.
Yeah.
That too again not the best strike rate, let's say.
Yeah.
But in the situation that Gujarat were in, a handy knock.
Yep. So see, it's a contrasting match for both teams because GT are coming off a big loss to Chennai Super Kings. SRH are coming off a record score, but they only won that by 31 runs. Let us be very honest about it. 31 runs in a chase of 278. So both teams will be heading into this match slightly known, and of course SRH played 2, won 1, lost 1. Imagine had that catch not been taken in the KKR game, 5-run victory margin. That was a very close game for KKR and SRH. 4-run victory margin. So that is why now Gujarat Titans, this team unfortunately, see what an absence of a Hardik Pandya can do.
Is their middle order suddenly compromised?
Big
Because
time.
he was their stuck number 4
Yeah.
and everything else revolved around him. The problem is now they don't have that proper number 4 and they never really replaced Hardik. I mean, sure, you brought in Omarzai, but I don't see Omarzai as being the same caliber of batter. He's not.
He isn't. A bowler also still very untested. I mean,
The only thing again what's happening over here is one of their overseas slot is getting used as a result. They don't have an Indian backup or somebody like replacement for Hardik. You gotten somebody like an Omarzai who comes a little close, let's say, but in the ODI format, not T20
And
format.
also the other problem is he takes up that overseas slot.
He takes up the overseas. Not what that makes. What that does is that you can't play somebody like a Josh Little who was very good for you last year.
Yes.
Today, though, what you've done is you've then included somebody like a Noor Ahmed today. So 2 bowlers you're using in terms of overseas slots and 2 batters in David Miller and Azmatullah Omarzai.
So, what is the bowling composition? Umesh, right arm pace, Mohit, right arm pace. Mohit Sharma mostly will be bowling in the death overs if you look at it. You've got Rashid and Noor in the middle that you want to bowl the middle overs in that sense. Then Azmatullah, Omarzai and Darshan Nalkande doing the fifth bowling option.
See, Azmatullah will have to bowl in the power plays. He gets that good swing. I think Darshan will be their middle overs pacer. The one person they'll turn to if they need an over or two in the middle overs, because otherwise I don't see much of a utility unless they surprise me and then decide to bowl him up front in the power play and he ends up getting some crazy swing or something like that.
Umesh Yadav will have, but do you see Umesh Yadav bowling in the death also? Or he'll have to bowl?
He got the job done against Mumbai.
Just about. Listen, Umesh in the death, I love the guy to death, but dear God, in the death, I would have heart palpitations when he'd be bowling for KKR at that point in time.
I am telling you, because see, if you look at it, even a Shami's absence, look at what he would give in the death overs. Now, more than Hardik, yes, batting compromise, but then you've got batters who can make that sort of, but a bowling absence in Shami. That is why I did not put,
more.
I didn't put GT in the top 4. That is the reason, because their bowling minus a Shami doesn't inspire me confidence unless Mohit Sharma has a repeat of 2023, like how he did. So that's why. Interesting, Gujarat Titans have 2 spinners, but SRH, if you technically look at it, they also have 2, but 1 full-timer in Mayank Markande.
And they have a option,
Shabazz.
and they have an option of turning to an Abhishek,
Or a Markram.
or a Head. There are options there. It's not like they don't have that third option.
Yeah, 3 part-timers and 1 full-time spinner. In the case of GT, 2 full-time spinners.
Correct.
Rashid and Noor.
So that is why it's going to be very, very challenging as to what. But if GT lose this game, there are trouble. There is trouble brewing.
Then there's going to be a very serious question mark if they at all have the credentials to be a top 4 side.
Yeah, I didn't put them in the top 4 because of their bowling. I think with Shami's absence, it's been seriously compromised. That is the problem.
And not just that, even if you're looking at it with Omarzai there, you pretty much had to drop Noor. Why? Because you needed a Pandya replacement, but you don't have an Indian Pandya replacement. So, what did you have to do? You had to fill that slot with an overseas player. Previously, they could really afford to pack their batting with Indian players. The only foreign batter, pure batter, would be David Miller. That's it. The rest of it would be, you'd have Rashid, you'd have Noor, and you'd have Josh Little or whoever was coming in his place. So, their bowling was very strengthened by their overseas players. This time around now with Omarzai there, they're kind of having to retool their combinations, and it's a work in progress. I don't see this as being their settled full-time 11 just yet.
And this will be a contest for the Australia and South Africa players in the T20 World Cup.
One thing that they can try do, going forward, if this isn't a combination that works for them, maybe because a lot of conversation happening around Abhinav Manohar right now, maybe bring in somebody like an Abhinav Manohar who likes batting in the top order. This is where you're placing somebody like an Omarzai. What that does for you is it gives you batting up top, and perhaps if you can then make another adjustment, because one overseas slot then opens up. Maybe you can bring in somebody like a Joshua Little.
But this game.
And then not have, then let's say, a
Nalkande, absolutely. But then this match is an audition for the T20 World Cup for the South Africans and the Australian batters. I mean, look at the South African batters who will be on display today. David Miller, Aiden Markram, Heinrich Klaassen.
That is basically their entire middle order.
Man, and if they
could have been a Janssen as well. Could have
been a Marco Janssen, but man, if that middle order is continuing that form, be afraid. Be very, very afraid. And even for the Aussies, if you look at it, there is a Travis Head, there is a Pat Cummins, and these two will also be the key for them. And today, one more Australian is going to have his audition done in the form of David Warner. The next game that is there,
it's barely an audition. I don't think he's
because I think this is last tournament. He's not playing.
It is his last tournament.
Of course.
Yeah, so that is why this is the current situation that we have got.
It's an interesting match for sure. Interesting match because I feel like both teams have their obvious strong points and both teams have obvious weaknesses.
Obviously.
For SRH, I think their bowling looks very shaky.
Yes.
As solid as the batting looks, I'm sorry, that bowling lineup does not inspire that much confidence in me. You look at a Bhuvneshwar, you look at a Jaydev, you look at even a Pat Cummins. You know there's runs being leaked over there.
Yeah.
Their wrist spinners, Mayank Markande, who had a decent 2023, but in the first 2 games in this season has been taken to the cleaners.
But Shabazz then.
Exactly.
And Shabazz is very old. He's very bold. His bigger impact came with the bat against KKR.
Yeah.
He was a better bat than he was a bowler. He's very bold. That's the thing. That bowling just does not give me any kind of confidence.
Yep.
Gujarat bowling wise are miles ahead. Miles
Yeah.
ahead. And even their bowling isn't great. Let's put it very clear.
Batting is evenly matched, but I think SRH have a
SRH
slight
have
edge.
are slightly ahead. Because again, okay, Mayank is the only obvious weak link I can pick. Other than that, I mean, Head, Abhishek, Markram, Klaasen, even a Samath had a decent cameo against KKR. So they have this good batting.
Head though, I'd be interested to see how Head approaches this game. Yes, he got runs in the previous match at a good rate as well, but remember he was dropped.
By Tim David of all people.
And yes, off the bowling of
Hardik Pandya. And
so, given that he has struggled for runs in the recent months in this format, at times it's these knocks that really turn the season around for you. Will that be the case for Travis Head? I'll want to wait and see today.
well,
Questions?
yeah, let's take some questions at this point. So
You can just pass it over to
yeah,
someone.
please have this here. You can take it. And Head and Cummins in Ahmedabad against the blue jersey, Piyush Nandre. But it's
naughty,
technically
naughty
not a blue.
It is blue. It's like an indigo.
Indigo blue, yeah. Yeah, Piyush Nandre again, Sid and Shane and even Harshit, Chris Gale, Matthew Hayden, Kane Williamson, Warner, Butler, Sean Marsh,
Butler?
all are over
Butler?
2022. Kane Williamson 2018, David Warner I think was 2017 or no, not 2017.
15 maybe.
15 or 14 maybe. But Sean Marsh 2008.
Marsh, I remember.
Hayden I think was 2009 if I am not mistaken.
10
9
was
or 10.
Sachin, I think.
11 I think was Sachin.
11 was Sachin.
11. He had that 100 which cost them Mumbai Indians this game against the Kochi Tuskers. So that is the thing. Once Jain, SRH are batting because they aren't mad to field in 35-degree heat.
Exactly, Vansh.
Is the heat really going to
I
play that much of
doubt
a
if that's
factor?
the reason for you to not be
That's the only
fielding.
reason you field first in a day game.
I mean, यार हमें धूप नहीं चाहिए यार. Let's do batting first. Let's all relax.
It's like how we decide the toss in our games sometimes.
Yeah.
Fielding नहीं करनी यार बहुत धूप है.
I think IPL is really inspired by STPL. I'm telling you. What have you guys done yaar to get that much of
There's
inspiration?
got to be more logic to it.
Yeah, so Akash Bharadwaj, Faf at 2021 Orange Cap missed only by 1 run. And why not?
How did you forget Kane of all people?
No. I Kane 2018. I said
you
that. Yeah.
read that after Piyush
After,
Nandre.
yeah.
Okay.
Too
Otherwise you were
many
saying
matches.
Otherwise you were saying first player to win it.
It's okay, double header, so that's also getting warmed up.
Double header.
That's the thing. And no, too many games. We have seen too many IPL encounters to remember.
And short turnaround
We've
for
seen
us.
11 now. Already.
Short turnaround for us.
I know. And yeah, why no Kane? Why can't you fit in a Kane Williamson in this batting line?
Can't possibly.
Yeah.
You can't.
Then you have to relinquish Asmatullah Omarzai.
Unless, of course, again, the same situation like we did. Again, kudos to SRH that they've managed to find a way of having somebody like a Markram play alongside Pat Cummins because you thought Markram was making way.
Yeah.
See, unless, of course, you're looking at Kane Williamson as the captain, there is no way you're just fitting him in as a batter because that overseas
That's the
slot gets
problem.
used.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
So
Also, where do you play? He's best as an opener, but your two openers are sorted.
maybe at 3. He did play at number 3.
Three.
I think his orange cap winning year came as an opener.
No, it was
SRH.
3 if I'm not mistaken. 2018.
But 2018, wasn't that when Warner was banned?
Maybe,
Yeah,
that
so he
was the
opened.
thing. He opened, yeah. Kane Williamson, yeah. So you can't fit him. Imagine the best batter among the Fab 4, if you look at one of the best. He can't fit into an IPL playing 11.
You can't, because again, where do
Yeah.
you bat him? Or to be fair, they did try last year, but then he
Yeah.
ended up getting
He
injured.
ended up getting injured when he
First
did
game.
that.
So go up. I think we have taken this much. Okay. Mayank Madan. Hello everyone. Good. Huge shout out to sports today. Thank
you.
you. Good show always. Missing Nikhil sir. Abhishek Sharma left arm orthodox.
Oh, is he? Why
Yes,
did he
yes,
not
yes,
spin?
yes, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, Shreyansh, guys, Warner won 3 times. Absolutely, he's won it. I think he's the overseas goat when you have to look at it in IPL.
But
Piyush,
spent first now.
yeah. But Piyush Nandre, naughty fellow yet again. Prediction SRH 241,
That's
Travis Head 137. No, sorry, it's not November 90. There, Piyush Nandre, naughty fellow you are, absolutely. So, yeah, predictions. What do you think?
Predictions. This is a toughie because again, I don't really know how this pitch is going to play. If it plays anything like an Ahmedabad pitch and seeing SRH's batting, I think they get about 205, but I think GT win.
205. Okay, and what about you, Harshil?
I'll go with 188. and GT winning.
188 and GT winning. Okay.
188 actually they would win.
194. But I think SRH are winning it.
Okay, so that'll be 2-2 then for them,
Yeah.
and 2-3 overall.
Yeah.
Piyush says 224. Interesting. Actually, given the kind of pitch you get here, it wouldn't really surprise me.
Yeah, but look at that empty
Akash Bharadwaj
stadium.
going close to mine says 208 SRH wins. Dhanush with an interesting chat says next year Kane Williamson will be RCB captain. Very
Then you can kiss Kane Williamson's form goodbye.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whoever has gone into RCB, it's that
Why? Faf was okay last year.
Faf was the only exception. But
And he's been
here,
terrible this year.
he is so far,
but three
so far he'll do it. So
By the way, head gets off the mark with a boundary. Sound ominous?
Familiar. Familiar.
of course, I mean, he hit Jasprit Bumrah to extra cover.
There were 3 boundaries being hit in the first over, I remember. And
Warner
then,
hit one.
And then,
Shami got rid of Warner.
respected the conditions after that. Didn't attack him in the 3rd over, and
Same area. He's hit in the same area.
The rest, as they say, is history.
Oh yeah, Piyush Nandre 241, Travis at 137. I was tempted to say that, but I
Must
don't
be
know.
missing Mohammad Shami right now.
Yeah, and that is another 4. Oh, same start. 2 consecutive boundaries.
Are we changing score predictions?
I am getting
I
very
said
bad
194.
flashbacks. Very, very bad flashbacks.
Look, fans, please don't go into panic mode. This is just IPL. It's
not
It's
India.
not a time warp. You've not gone back to November 19th.
You've
Don't
lived
worry.
the nightmare already.
Yeah.
You're not gone back into a time warp. Don't worry. Don't worry. That is the thing. So, that is the way we
And
look
okay,
at it.
we'll join you guys now after this innings, mid innings, and obviously today is a bit of a long day in the sense that there's matches going on. So our post-match for this show will also double up as a preview for the next game, which is.
But can I
DC
say there's one game which isn't being played in the IPL that I have my eyes on today?
Manchester City versus Arsenal.
Oh, it's today, right?
It is
What
today.
time?
I think 9:30.
9 o'clock, bro. 9:30. One of them.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, Bayak Badar, head starting from very left in Hyderabad, head starting from very left of in Ahmedabad 4 months back.
Exactly. So we'll see you afterwards. For now, thank you all so much for joining us. As always, like, share, subscribe, tap that bell as well. Stay tuned. Lots coming your way. Big day today from Harshit, me, Shane, and Siddhi.
Bye-bye.
It's bye-bye, Nandri, Vanakam, Shubhratri, Shabhak, hair, and everything in between. We'll save that one for the last live of the day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.